All right, we're back. Round 5. Both people that were on stream before playing it out. No splits here.
It's a different matchup at least, right?
It is.
That's good.
Jesse was playing against Affinity earlier, and Ash was playing against Cheerios. And they're actually pretty good games back and forth. Both went to Game 3, I believe.
Is that a cryptic command tattoo on Ash's arm?
It is.
He better be playing that card.
I believe he is.
He should be.
Yeah. He's playing Blue Eye Control. Of course he is.
We should get deck lists back here. That'd make everything better.
They have them online, but they're never updated. It's like the original one they made back like 2 years ago. They will get updated at some point, but, you know, not yet.
I'll send one in.
Yeah. It still says I'm playing Goblin Realmmaster, no Blood Braid Elves on my gen list.
You should keep playing Goblin Rabblemaster. That card's great.
It's fine.
It's got so much going on for it.
Yeah. All right, so Blue Eye Control versus Burn. What do you think?
Well, there's... Well, main deck is definitely a burn matchup, in my opinion. Unless we got the old 4 Spell Snare going on the Blue Eye Control side. That's really what takes it home in the first game against Burn.
From what I've seen, Ash is playing somewhere between 0 and 1 Spell Snares.
Well, if he sees that number of Spell Snares, then he's probably in good shape. However, the paths don't do much. The cryptic commands are just awfully slow, except against very specific hands on Jesse's side, which would be the 4 Goblin Guide or some combination hands.
So, I don't know if you know this, my favorite thing out of Burn is when Blue Eye's just sitting there holding up counter spells, is to just draw your spells, and instead of just like unloading them, untap, and then unload again. I love it. Yeah,
when I'm playing Burn, the games with control decks usually end with a stack with at least 6 or 7 things on them.
Yeah. And those are the best ending to these matches, too. Because the Blue Eye player knows it's coming, but he can't tap out. The Burn player is just waiting for his time. It's great.
All right, so looks like Jesse's going to 6 here, maybe 5, maybe we missed one.
Looks like he got a little flooded his opening hand, something like four lands.
I'm not seeing a lot of lands in this one. This looks like a solid keep here, from what I can tell. 2 lands looks like.
2 lands, perfect. We're in.
And there's an Eidolon in there somewhere. That's what we want to see against control. Eidolon is a house, let me tell you.
All right, let's kick it off.
So we got 7 in hand on Ash's side, 6 on Jesse's. Did he get his scry? I don't believe. I think he's
still trying to decide if he wants to keep or not. Really?
Oh man, wow.
What's he looking for?
I'm not sure. I saw at least two lands and an Eidolon. Maybe the other ones were land. There was Eidolon, Bolt, land. At least one of them was a fetch. That seemed pretty good in my opinion. I'd probably kept that.
Too many lands, not enough lands.
Apparently it was a Boros Charm.
I've seen other Burn players keep 1 lands with the scry all the time, especially if they're on the draw.
Oh, the full art altar that he has is Boros Charm, so that would be that. So
that's probably what we saw.
I still don't think that's terrible. He really does want to have a turn 1 creature here. Just make Ash answer it.
Yeah.
So with blue-white, rather than Jeskai, you don't have the 1 to 2 mana answers that you really want. You don't get the bolts and lightning helixes. That's
a big deal. Like the blue control deck's a lot slower, and the removal spells aren't as good.
Helix, Snap, Helix basically spells the end for Burn if the Jeskai player can get it out. But Ash doesn't have that red splash in there, so he's going to be trying to ferry and Jace his opponent out of the game.
Ash is trying to get to the late game, but we'll see.
Is that 4? Did he just play? No, it's 5.
All right, I'm definitely seeing 2 lands Swift Spear Bolt, so we're in it.
And they're talking about KCI, mutual hatred that we all have for KCI.
Right.
That's a good start. That's what we want to see. Get the old. What's the red-white dual land? Savannah. That's the green-white one. What am I thinking?
Red-white Taiga.
No, that's green. That's red-green.
What'd you say?
Red-white.
Oh, Plateau.
That maybe, I don't know. It doesn't see any play. That's what we have going on here in Modern. We've got the old Plateau Swift Spear.
All right, are we double spelling or are we Eidoloning?
If we have an Eidolon here, I think that's gonna pull him much farther ahead than we think.
Ash did have about 4 lands in his opening hand, so it's gonna really.
And we opened on a top land, meaning no spell snare.
Yep.
Which is
he has the Eidolon.
A big deal. There is an Eidolon. Let's see if he. Yep, we got it. Eidolon and 1.
Unfortunately for Jesse, he does have a Searing Blaze in hand. That's not gonna do much for a long time.
You just see if he was playing Faithless Lootings like I do.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't be having this problem.
Zach and I were just talking about Faithless Looting. That card is insane.
Card is insane, and it's much more insane in the matchup you all just watched. than in basically any other deck in the
Yeah.
format, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Mardu deck really takes advantage of that card's downside, turns it into a really solid upside. So we got Ash fetching for a basic, what looks like a Jesse's end step. Is that right? They're doing all sorts of stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know where we are here.
All I know is there's about 4 things on the stack when there shouldn't be any. It's fine.
So these players are both 3 and 1, and they're playing for all the marbles here. The loser here will not get anything, unfortunately.
Yep.
It's looking good for Jesse. We've got it's turn. It's the second turn for Ash, who
And he's tapping out again.
He appeared to be on the draw, and he is tapped out.
Ooh, another Eidolon.
2 spells cast.
Bolt you, hit you for 2 more. Eidolon.
1 mana,
That's
deal
a turn.
5. Thunderous. Oh man, we're doing it.
All right. Ash is under a lot of pressure here, and it looks like he's got a whole lot going on. Elspeth, Search for Scanus, Serum Visions, and Mana Leak, which Mana Leak isn't going to do much at this point.
Without another land, if this is a land off the top, then that Mana Leak's really going to come online. Playing Mana Leak on curve
Yep,
against Burn, it's just counterspell.
There's the Cryptic Command.
There's that Cryptic Command.
Unfortunately, he's going to have to cantrip again to try to draw this
I think
path.
is Jesse empty-handed?
He has
No,
a Steering Blaze. Steering Blaze is his last card.
I don't see where his hand is.
It's on the table. It's just like
in
black
black
on black.
sleeves. Yeah, okay. So we got a Searing Blaze here. The Cryptic Command might not be the worst. Well, we're drawing.
The problem is Ash
did
is
he
going
just
to
scry Did he scry a path on top and then draw the path?
Yes. Fortunately, he's at 4 here.
Oh yeah, I guess he does want to answer that. I just, from my perspective, I don't really see myself putting Path to Exile on top against Burn. That's just not where I am.
He had to get
But
rid
he
of
does need to
Eidolon.
answer that Eidolon. You're very correct.
Ash is not a good spot here, though. Don't know if he has a main deck timely, but it's this turn or never.
You know, this is what I've been preaching. This my turns 1 minute 36 seconds. KCI 20+ turns. Man, they hog priority for so long, and then even if they beat you, like they basically slow play you and get rewarded for it.
They should.
That's not what I'm about.
If you're gonna bring KCI to a tournament, bring your opponent like a coloring book or something to do. Come on.
We used to make that joke about Storm, but that joke is so much more relevant against KCI. It is like top all over again. It's KCI is like playing against Lantern, except Lantern is all fast decision making on your end step. KCI just says, okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna try and dirtle myself until the game ends. And
so if I'm Jesse here, I'm holding the Stomping Ground because 1, you don't need the land, you don't have any green spells main deck, and you eventually can turn the Searing Blaze on.
Yeah, you retain cards in hand when you don't need to play them. You represent spells is what you want to do here.
This attack is going to put Ash to 3, and anything off the top at any point is going to kill him if he ever taps out.
We got that Searing Blaze. So one of my favorite lines with Searing Blaze in this sort of scenario, if you can forego the landfall, you Searing Blaze your own Monastery Swiftspear.
Get that
prowess trigger.
Yeah.
That's how you beat like ley lines and stuff with it. You got to be able to convert your spells into damage, and Monastery Swiftspear lets you do that even if you can't hit your opponent with them.
Yep. So he's playing the Search for Scanna, holding with the Mana Leak. If Ash has a 1-mana spell, though, it's going to be the end. Even a 2-mana spell, he can shock in the Stomping Ground and play around that.
Right.
We'll see if
I don't think there's any version of this.
What do you draw? Rift Bolt?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think it's Rift Bolt. Just suspend it. No, he's going to hard cast it.
No, he needs to hard cast it here.
He's going to get Mana Leak, though. Trigger Prowess, though. That's fine.
We get Prowess. We're going to put Ash to 1. We are going to get Mana Leaked.
If Jesse remembers his trigger.
You don't have to announce that trigger, technically.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he remembers the Power and Toughness.
Yeah, so,
With the Searing Blaze, though, that is lethal.
Yeah.
No, never mind. He had the Stomping Ground enter play this turn. That would have killed this.
Well, the Swiftspear is currently a 2/3.
Yep.
So if you Searing Blaze it now, it becomes a 3/4, takes 3, and then you hit for lethal.
Fair. Okay, so he had lethal, but it's fine. He's at 1. He's going to need a lot to answer this.
Yeah, there's got to be some real alignment of the stars here for Ash to pull this first game out.
Okay, that's step 1. Turn off the white spells.
There you go. So that's 8 cards that are out of the mix here.
Yep.
And now Ash has to answer that Swift Spear with a creature or a Path to Exile and have the ability to answer a non-white spell. And it looks like we drew a Lava Spike. So,
right. So just start with attacking. All right.
Okay, we got a concession with style here. So
going out in his own terms.
We're going to be going to game 2. I respect it.
All right, so from the burn side, what do you have for this matchup?
Well, when I'm playing, I like to bring in my 2 copies of Exquisite Firecraft, and if I recall correctly, Jesse's sideboard is nearly identical to mine.
Yep.
He's playing. He is playing Destructive Revelries over what I play, Smash the Smithereens, which in this matchup might be relevant. So Ash may or may not be bringing in Leylines here.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I always kind of just expect control decks to bring in Leyline against me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just paranoia.
From Ash's side, he's going to bring in all his counter magic, his dispels, his negates. Looks like he's got to have some things to speed up the clock. The Vendilion Click is fine. Let's all secure the way. It's just you need to kill your opponent. And that's
I do not think that the Vendilion Click is a good card in this matchup.
I think it is.
What it does is it tucks a burn spell, draws him a different burn spell, and is a Searing Blaze target.
Do you leave in Searing Blaze in this matchup?
You do. You do. Well,
for snap?
Now, Zach would have a very much stronger opinion on this, but I like the old Searing Blaze, hold priority Searing Blaze.
I suppose. 4 mana for 6 damage.
It punishes them for playing creatures. It's not always the best. However, you don't necessarily have a full 4 cards to bring in to replace the 4 Searing Blaze. So, like I said, we have 2 Exquisite Firecraft. I wouldn't be bringing in all of my Destructive Revelries in this scenario. I would only be bringing in 1 or 2. It looks like he's got. It looks like we've got at least 3 Exquisite Firecrafts coming in, and that looks like it might be it.
I mean, I don't hate it from the burn side. That's the card
Definitely
you want for this matchup. That's why it's in there.
You know, more often than not, you'll find that control players, they let themselves get down to 4 or 5, sometimes even 3 if they think that they can stabilize.
Yep.
But, you know, that Exquisite Firecraft, you let your opponent go down to 4, and you get them.
At an open early this year, there was a burn player betting against Shadow. Shadow player had a Stubborn Anel in his hand. His opponent goes to, like, bolt him down. He's like, okay, it resolves. Exquisite Firecraft. Opponent's just sitting there like, no.
I did that at Friday night at another store.
Oh, that's great.
He was playing blue-white or blue-black control, and he tried to spell quell.
Yeah.
Not spell quell. What's the spell? The black blue negate that deals to
counter squall.
Counter squall. That's what I'm thinking of. He tried to counter squall it, and I said, okay, you die.
Yeah, you're still dead.
He was not happy about that. I was kind of a dick about it though.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't want to read the card.
Yeah.
It's like when people try to remain on
He
counter
did read
spells.
it. He actually read it. He like took it out of my hand. Well, he picked it up off the table.
Yeah.
And read it, and then counter squalled it.
Oh.
I don't really know what's going on.
Wonderful.
Well, looks like we got a good old stack shuffle here.
Why not?
Why not, indeed. Your deck is just 20 copies of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Why not, indeed.
Yeah. It's like, Jesse, you know you got double pass at last game. That's why you had 5 lands.
Absolutely. You got to break up those clumps now. Now his lands are all clumped together. Remember, kids, mana weave in between every round, and even between every game, if you feel like you need to.
Yeah.
Make sure that you do a complete, like, real shuffle after, because that's no good. You can't just mana weave and then stack shuffle.
Mana weave and then present the cut.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's not like you're putting the lands in a specific order. You're just redistributing them.
Yeah.
But you give it a good thorough shuffle afterward, and it's not cheating.
Yeah. I like to mana weave, then pile shuffle, then shuffle.
I agree.
Just get them all out of there. You don't want to draw your 6-land opening hand.
When I'm playing Eldrazi-tron, which I haven't done in quite a while, it's a 24-land deck. After about a match, your lands are clumped. You've got 10 to 12 of them right next to each other, because that's just what happens. So generally, back then I was mana weaving basically between every match, going in the tournament, and then I would just shuffle. I would weave it out. I would make sure that the land distribution was solid. I wouldn't look at which lands were going where. I would just make sure they were distributed across the deck, and then I'd just sit there and shuffle it basically until the next match began.
Yeah, mana weaving technically is cheating, but as long as you shuffle it, you're fine.
Yeah, you can order your deck however you want, as long as you thoroughly randomize your deck. right before you present, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because like to say that you could never mana weave would be like saying that you can't organize your deck to look at it.
Right.
Like that's what you do when you're tinkering with your deck. You're making cuts, this sort of thing. You wanna lay your deck out. You wanna look at your play sets and your 1-ofs and your 3-ofs, etc.
Yeah.
If you can do that, then you can obviously order your deck however you want between rounds, as long as you randomize it before you play.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, it's up to your opponent to check the shuffle. That's why you always offer cut, and that is why you always cut your opponent's deck, no matter what. Even if you think that if they're the most upstanding person in the world, get into the habit of cutting your opponent's deck always. Just a good practice to get into.
There's plenty of reasons. There's plenty of opportunities for your opponent to cheat. Just cut his deck. He's over here fetching a land. He slipped a card on top of his library and then shuffle it away. Go ahead and cut his deck.
And we know neither of these players are obviously cheating. I mean, we're all good pals here. Yeah, always offer a cut. Always cut your opponent. If your opponent does not offer a cut, you cut it anyway.
Yep. I always present my deck for my opponent to cut. If he doesn't do anything in about 10 to 15 seconds, I just kind of push it back to my side of the table.
If my opponent doesn't do anything when I offer, the next time I go to draw, I offer.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be any ambiguity whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like just this last round when I was playing, my opponent, I was shuffling my deck from, I think, a Ghost Quarter, and he was still doing stuff. He was thinking, he was like organizing his board, doing his stuff. I set my deck over like a little bit onto his playmat. He didn't do anything. It came back around to my turn. He just didn't even notice I was sitting there. He was still in the middle of thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, casual play is the only time you don't cut, because, like, why are you going to cheat in casual play? You're getting absolutely nothing out of it.
If you're play testing, you don't need to. Sometimes I even do just because I'm in the habit of it.
I'll do it on accident and be like, I'm sorry, just don't offer it to me for the rest of the match.
Right. If you're playtesting like with your friends, there's no reason for that. If your friends are cheating while you're playtesting, what are you doing?
The whole point is just to get as many matches in as possible. You're just wasting time by cutting each other and all that nonsense.
But even at this Friday night level, I always offer my opponent the cut, and I always cut my opponent's deck. It's good practice. It just makes everybody more credible.
Yeah.
So we got a turn 1 Serum Visions, classic modern right here, going on right before our eyes. Turn 1 Island Serum Visions.
Ash's hand isn't terrible. It's got Spreading Seas, Cryptic Command, I think a Mana Leak, and a Path to Exile? Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff going on there. We got a Glacial Fortress, so he's got some faster mana than last round. We're not opening up with a tap land and following it up with a tap land,
Yep.
So we've got some action going on Ash's side.
So if I match out a Spreading Seas here, you don't know how many lands he has.
For sure.
Ideally, you'd like to hit a dual land, but you don't always know.
Did Ash pass? Did he just 2-man pass?
He's leaving Mana Leak up.
Not doing it.
And getting punished for it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Rift Bolt.
Yep.
Rift Bolt is the sauce, let me tell you.
Well, he's going to get to counter one of these. He's pretty much has to at this point, too.
Rift Bolt is, aside from Exquisite Firecraft, obviously, it is the best control card, or best control matchup card in Burn. Because it lets you, what amounts to cast 3 to 4 spells in one turn. They've got to choose whether to counter this Lightning Bolt that's coming off Suspend at the beginning of your turn before they know what land you're playing, before they know what creatures you're playing, before they know what you're attacking with, before they know anything else. It is gorgeous.
All right, Jesse going for blood. Ash is tapping down. He probably doesn't have anything for 1 mana.
He got those from Chris Risch for like basically free. I was trying to get him off of Chris when he was selling out of Modern, and he was trying to get like 20 bucks a piece for him. What a scumbag!
Right. Yeah, what are you gonna do? No, that altar is really nice.
It's very well done. If you look at it in person, it's you just got the art extended down the bottom. It's a very well done, very pretty looking Boros Charm.
Does Jesse have his Exquisite Firecraft at hand?
It's hard to tell.
Jesse, quit flicking your cards.
There is a Eidolon and an Exquisite Firecraft in that hand.
All right, this is gonna be at the Cryptic Command.
Yeah, this is getting cryptic. It could be 2 Eidolons. The art is not too dissimilar.
I know Zach personally hates the Exquisite Firecraft art, and I don't. I understand. It's really dark. There's not a whole lot going on. It's just Chandra kind of like.
It kind of just looks like Chandra just dancing in a cave.
Yeah.
We have the old counter draw. Oh, he missed a great opportunity to counter bounce the Inspiring Vantage.
You just want to draw, man.
Counter Stone Rain isn't terrible.
Hmm.
I think that is an underused mode of that card. It says bounce target permanent.
It's fine.
And he can still fetch for that white. It wouldn't take him off it. However, what it would do in this scenario, you would still be putting that land back into his hand, and then Jesse can't play it on tap. You're basically just tapping down that land for 2 turns. Now the real feel bad's when he goes to bounce it, and he just bolts him with it.
Ash realizing he left in a special version of this matchup, probably not something he wants.
What are you talking about? It draws 3 cards, man.
We just said on his side that he forgot to side that out.
Yeah, not super great in this matchup. You want to be suspending that on turn 1, and then lasting until turn 4, which is not something that you're very hopeful for.
He's tapped out again. Jesse's gonna go for the blood.
We got 1 land up here. You know, he could be representing Mental Misstep.
For mana.
We'd have for mana. We'd have different. Well, that's what you want to be doing here.
Jesse playing the odds. Does he want to fetch on end step or not? All right, he's got Riftbolt, Exquisite Firecraft. This could be it.
Oh, this is absolutely it.
Well, here's the thing. Ash still has what, 3 cards in hand. Jesse doesn't know what's what.
Oh, we're going hard with the Riftbolt. And notice how Jesse's holding up that fetch land as Spreading Seas Insurance.
Yes.
He's got to have the ability.
If Jesse's last card is in fact Exquisite Firecraft and Ash doesn't draw a life gain spell here, it's over.
It is absolutely gone. See, Ash did not counter that Riftbolt. He doesn't know what's in Jesse. Now this is a scenario where Vendilion Click is the bee's knees. So you. Oh,
this is the worst. Ash just drew Logic Knot, and he's like, "I'm safe for a turn."
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
Here comes the
thunder. Slam it on the table.
Do it.
Why are you thinking which spell to cast? He's at 2.
What are you doing, Jay? What if he just don't even has it? What if he doesn't have it? What if we're just dumb?
Then I've been bamboozled.
Boom! No. There it is. We got him.
Tap your lands, Ash. Pretend like you have an out. No, don't really though. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Oh, he's going for the What's that spell that exiles everything on the stage?
Spell Queller.
Yeah, Oh, yeah. I guess that's actually. You can't.
Can't get it with. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Yep.
I'm thinking some other dumb card from Eldritch Moon, but anyway, that
was a good match.
That is a good match. That kind of went how I expected it to go.
Yeah, I expected a game 3. Blue Control usually
we don't have a lot of
timely reinforcements and stuff.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of life gain. So don't forget to check us out on social media. Like and follow us at Facebook.com/TopDeckProductions, Twitter.com/TopDeckProds, and Instagram.com at TopDeckPro. And of course, check out our YouTube page for replays of this stream at YouTube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. That was Modern. We'll be back on Tuesday for more Modern. Come check us out, guys. Thanks for being with me all night. I appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.